Hey, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Ideally, though.
Ideally, though.
I'm your host, Erica, and with me is my hubby, my bestie, my butter biscuit.
Yeah. What up?
We in the middle of January.
Yes.
Is it just me, or is it getting really cold?
Yo, it's been a little nippy. It has been a little nippy.
Who
I'm not
say
gonna front.
nippy? Old
Our
people.
Caucasian audience.
Nippy.
I'm trying to, branch this over. Yeah, a little nippy, a little cold, a little spotted pea type of moment. Yeah, it's chilly out.
It makes you
It's
feel
really
good about working from home because you just
Oh,
imagine always
word.
heating
Yeah,
up your car.
yeah. No, the other day actually, cause like our kid, she uses the Publix, and we were talking, and I was like, looked outside, it was incredibly windy, and I was like, I am so lucky I don't have to go out there.
I know. I can only imagine. But like if you ever took like the school bus, like it was hell getting up at like
Yeah,
5 o'clock in the morning to
yeah.
take the
So
buses.
she
So
take her to the school bus, and it's like, yikes. Be warm.
right now, do you think this? Do you think only men be heating up the car? Or do you think women heat up their car too? Because little Duval said women don't heat up their car, and then that's why their transmission be falling out their car. So
And Lil Duval will be right, like a little bit there. There's not many women I've known to like really heat up their car,
wow,
but you do,
yeah.
but that makes sense, right? You know what I mean? You grew up a lot with your father, so that makes sense. But yeah, other women I've known, like I have friends, nah. It's just hit the gas, go.
What is it supposed to do? Like, if I'll be honest, I'm like, what is the
I mean,
heating?
there's settling temperatures and stuff like that. Metal and shit contracts and expands. It's all like you don't want to like ruin the fucking car. Radiator fluid, get that shit through. It's like it has everything to do with like antifreeze. It's like there's parts of systems why you warm shit up. You know
So
what I
you
mean?
don't know.
No, I'm serious. That's like a thing. You do that for those reasons. You could blow a radiator for not warming up your fucking car or a gasket head for that matter.
I just want like you get out there like 10, 15 minutes before you really gotta go and
Yeah.
just sit there, got the
You
radio
just thought it was
on.
principle just to stay warm in the car.
No, I
No.
didn't. I
Oh,
just knew
okay.
I knew you had to kind of run the car,
Yeah, yeah,
get
yeah.
it kind of warm and stuff.
Hmm.
That's all I knew, but
Yeah.
I didn't know really the depths. I don't know the depths
Like
of
the
why.
battery, even more so. Cold kills batteries and shit too.
Oh
So the
wow.
warmth of the car in itself, the engine is gonna get the battery warm and nice and fluid. Like that science is the reason why you should always warm up your
I
car.
mean, I guess it's the more you know, looking ass. Because I'm not gonna act like I be
Little
knowing.
Duval got a little something to it there. There's a little something to it.
I ain't know nobody just gonna go out to the car and just start driving.
I've known a couple of girls that have done that.
It might be a West Coast thing because I'm pretty sure there's so many East
That's
Coast and
probably it.
Midwest people who know like I gotta
Facts.
shovel the snow and they gotta
Facts.
do things.
Facts. That's
So
probably what it is. It's more of
yeah,
a West Coast thing since we got more or less beautiful weather out here because this is a more favorable, place on
yeah.
Earth.
Is it just me or it just seems like it's been a lot of stuff going on and I couldn't wait another week to start talking about trendy topics. I was like, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, the headlines have been kind of crazy as of late with a lot of shit. So, what you got?
I got some stuff. I wrote down a couple things.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
so last week we talked about the whole not Kevin Hart, but like Cat Williams
Right.
and him kind of shooting off at certain comedians and
Yeah.
things like that. And he even took shots at Kevin Hart. How do we feel about Tory Hart going on tour, the Dark Matter tour with Cat Williams? Because it's kind of a thing of like where like opportunity versus loyalty,
Mm,
they meet, and
mm,
you're like, okay,
mm-hmm.
what should I do? Should I get this coin or, my ex husband and my family are a little bit more, I need the loyalty here.
From what I've understood, or at least from what I can remember or recall, Miss Tori Hart has always kind of had a chip on her shoulder when it came to him and certain things. She's spoken out, and rightfully so because of how he's left the relationship and
Yeah.
hasn't been the best
He's
towards
a
her
habitual cheater.
in a lot of ways. Exactly. So, I don't think her loyalty can apply into any of this because she in the beginning was helping him write his jokes. So she's
Okay.
also kind of like a mini comedian of her
Yeah,
own.
she just kind of let him step
So
out.
yeah, and if she made the sacrifice to do the kid thing and put up with you and your cheating ass and all this other bullshit, you know what I mean? She can do what she wants outside of that now since you're not together, and also jump on your arch nemesis fucking tour as a fucking fuck you and kick your back in. Because
Do
I
you think
mean,
there's like any animosity between Cat
I don't think
Williams?
so. I honestly, in my honest opinion, that's just me being devil's advocate there. In my personal opinion, I personally think that she's starting her career. She's
Yeah,
trying her comedic career. And Kat is an individual, a comedian on his own, who's just known for giving comedians chances, right?
yeah,
I think there is more to say about Kat's card in the system in this.
that's true because when you think about all the tours that Kevin Hart has been on, and I ain't seen Tori on none.
Exactly. But he goes on Shannon Sharp. He sets this motherfucking internet on fire. And
Hmm.
then not only that, then he puts on your ex-wife.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a kick in your fucking back. You know what I'm saying?
But
And
do they
I'm
have
okay with it.
beef? Does like Kevin Hart and Cat Williams
They've
technically?
had beef for 25 years. They've
Mm.
had beef for 25
Why? Because
years.
it's like two short comedians going at it, or what?
No, no. I think it's more or less a. There is a half of the. I'll say there is a subsection of the the comedian realm that feels as if Kevin Hart is a plant, wherein he
Yeah.
got his sitcom and like his special incredibly quickly without doing the actual work because the work that they saw him doing on the road was not good enough.
I understand that because you see, we saw Cat Williams in the '90s doing stuff,
Yeah.
and like Flaming Monroe doing stuff since the
Yes.
'90s, and you're like, these people are barely just getting on the way
Yeah.
we think, you know.
Earthquake and
Yeah.
all these other
So it's
types of
like, damn,
comedians. Yes.
how is Cat Williams always on like with stuff with like The Rock, and he has all these movie
Or
deals and
Kevin
all.
Hart. Yes.
Yeah, Kevin Hart. I'm
Uh,
sorry. How's like he has so many deals, and it was just like it was real. Like we knew that Soul Plane was a flop, but it was like that did nothing. He took a hit to the chest and he kept
or didn't at
going.
all.
Yeah, and it was
Yes.
just like that's okay. We got you. It
Yeah.
kind of felt like that.
You
Not
know,
saying he
popping
did.
up in the 40-year-old virgin from nowhere, middle of nowhere, and then
Yeah,
skyrocketing to being in what he is now. I mean, nobody can doubt his work ethic to where he is now, and the people he's put on in his personal circle.
yeah,
But I haven't heard anything that is outside of that circle. Not like I've heard from what Kat has represented, and all the other comedians that have now prior come out of that from that interview and said like, yeah, no, Kat is known to do this for people and help this and da 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 da. It
yeah.
just puts a lot more credence into what that interview
What
has
he was
said and what
saying,
he was
yeah,
saying.
because I don't know. Like I don't want to take away from Kevin Hart. He put a lot of
Right.
work into what he's
Yeah,
done and
exactly.
things like that. But I just am like, you got it so fast, and this. I mean, in our eyes, it looked kind of easy.
Yeah.
That we were like, damn, like we've seen you in every little thing on the BET movies too. He was doing, so I was just like, okay,
Yeah, it seemed like it was not that bad of a stride to climb that mountain for
yeah,
him as it was for any other person that or any other comedian who's
hmm,
in that same realm. Because
yeah,
like, if Cat was saying that, every contract or movie role he was getting for that 5 year period was also on Kevin Hart's desk or
yeah.
whatever, then it just means that maybe there was an initiative from somewhere that may have put him in his situation. I mean, and if there was, good on him. Maybe he just scored the lucky golden ticket like fucking Charlie in the Chocolate Factory or whatever the fuck, Willy
Look at
Wonka
him.
style. But like, I feel like it does give credence to a lot of stuff. I feel like Tori is allowed to do what she wants in her career type because she set herself back for him in so many ways, right?
Yeah.
It just makes more sense.
I don't know. I don't. I wonder if they had a private conversation, like, if TMZ asked me, I'm saying I'm proud of you, but like I think it's kind of fucked up. But it's like I don't know how much loyalty I have to you because I mean, yes, you're the father of my kids, but like I gotta get it too.
You gotta eat.
Yeah,
You and yours gotta eat.
yeah, and
Yeah.
just like you were saying with like how easy it was, or it seemed very simple to climb.
Yeah.
You still have actors like Taraji who's saying like it's still hard. So I get what you're saying. Like, how did this happen so fast?
Perfect segue into Raji, if you don't mind. How do you feel about Vivica A. Fox saying what she said about Taraji's interview and how she feels about black actresses?
Yeah, so
Yes.
with Taraji, she did her she's been doing her press tour for The Color Purple, and she talks about
Yeah.
just like not the greatest opportunities that her at her caliber is getting
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
And I think she's speaking for a lot of black women, black people in the entertainment and acting and Hollywood business.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of fucked up on Vivica's side that you didn't like kind of stand in solidarity because let's be honest, I'm pretty sure you ain't getting the greatest of deals. You might be comfortable right now,
Yeah.
but stop acting like you are given great opportunity. Sometimes people are complacent. They're like, well, I mean, from the people I had, like Cicely Tyson, people that came before me, I think I'm doing pretty good, but we want to go past the damn ceiling, you
Yeah.
know? So I thought it was very, like, I don't say shady, but very, like, it was an Aunt Mean Girl kind of comment,
Dismissive.
like, I'm good. And
Yeah.
it's like, we need to stand for each other because she's speaking for everyone and people coming after her. She's trying to bust that door wide open. She even at one point said she was going to stop acting and she went to Broadway because even after Baby Boy, she was like in Benjamin Button, this, it wasn't paying, it wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. But
Yeah.
she thought, people seeing her as the A-list and she not getting paid that.
Yeah.
I didn't like either kind of how Fantasia they did ads. Like Taraji said, they gave us rent a cars
Mm.
for the color purple, and I'm like, it's unsafe. Like I would rather can I get a driver?
Yeah.
Especially when you don't know the area and the weather and things like that. And
Yeah.
Fantasia made something or a little comment close to like, well, I'm a Southern girl, so I don't mind driving. But I mean, that's you, and I'm gonna be honest. You
Yeah.
used to only doing tributes on BET. Sorry, but someone of her caliber, and not even have to be at her caliber. But come on, there's some accommodations that have to be made for people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think Vivica and Fantasia, I was kind of looking at them a little sideways, like, come on now.
See, I was completely unaware of the Fantasia thing, and I side with you on that too because that's not your experience right now. You're not
Yeah.
even in the same caliber of the
Yeah,
conversation.
sorry,
in
not
that way.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, no disrespect, but
Yeah, no shade, but
but like
I'm busting my ass as an actress.
calling a spade is just what it is. So, but it does feel very dismissive of Vivica
Yeah.
to do
Oh my
do
gosh.
that because it's like what Taraji was saying wasn't just for her situation.
Yeah.
Those are countless other actresses and actors, black ones and others. But usually, what I've noticed, and as I've been looking at certain types of think pieces online, it always takes most of the time black women to like hit a certain spot, and then everybody else gets to level up afterward. You know what I mean? Or immediately afterwards, like, but so it's like she's the one who's putting up this milestone again because this is not something that's not unfamiliar.
Yeah, it looks like she's even a little nervous to even say things because I'm pretty sure she had experience where she's rocking the boat and she's seen fellow people, fellow comrades get blackballed.
Yeah.
So she like, she's crying in interviews, and it seemed like she's even unsure if she want to open her mouth.
Yeah.
Because of the repercussions of being closer to the Tyler Perrys, the Oprah Winfreys.
That speaks to the black experience in Hollywood. That just speaks to the back. It's just been repetitive over time, and now that people, we are in an era where people feel safe, where they can be supported, or even more so feel like they can voice themselves and get to their core audiences and say something to them. They're going to take those chances. Now, on the other hand, you can look for sympathy and be, a victimless victim in one way, shape, or form. But no, this is an actual true thing that's happening. And Vivica's dismissal is like shunning everybody else that has already said this in the past and who's probably going to experience this later when other salary caps raise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if she's sitting this milestone down, it may not have been your experience, which you could have said, like what she says, I definitely agree with, even if it wasn't my experience. That's classy enough.
It ain't your experience right now. I guarantee you Vivica has had that experience.
I mean, the memes online after she made that statement was hilarious because they kept putting that in. She does like shitty commercials for some insurance company. Or
whatever. Come on now, girl. Come on.
Is this you?
Right.
So
come on.
It's really it's a bit dismissive. It's not supportive whatsoever. And I feel like in an era right now where we are, especially in the climates that we are in, it was irresponsible.
I think also Taraji even said about working, as Cookie on Empire.
Yeah.
So this is kind of have the black face of Lee Daniels, right? And saying like she had to fight that first season to get trailers that were not like infested with bugs. Does it feel like, because I've noticed with certain people who get blackballed or you're going against the higher or the
upper echelon, let's just say
black people.
Yeah.
Do you feel like they become a little bit more offended if you talk about working conditions and how much you get paid if it is black production. If you're being a black
Yes.
actor, actress, entertainer, and you're talking about someone you work
Yes.
with, a Tyler Perry studio or something, and it's you're not getting what you need, and you know the accommodations. Do you
Yeah.
feel like it's more that they're like you should shut your mouth and be
Because they
grateful?
feel like it's a grateful brotherhood, like we're keeping this as a
No,
family type of situation. Is no, it's like no. This industry has had standards, and if Leo DiCaprio is getting something over here, and I'm doing Leo DiCaprio type of work for you,
exactly.
I'm gonna need that type of standard to be expected.
Yeah, the line is not drawn at race.
No, it's not drawn at fucking race. It's no, it's nowhere
Yeah,
near that.
sometimes
So
I feel like that because we're seeing things like with Monique say
yeah,
speaking out and like Cat Williams saying things for like
absolutely.
Steve Harvey. It seems like if you start talking about these black people who are really high up,
Yeah,
it's
the Lee Danielses
yeah,
and all them
it feels
peoples.
like yeah, they you could get blackballed. That's why it's scared. You're
Yeah,
scared to even say things. It's like no, we're one race and we should be.
but the thing being now is I don't believe that you're necessarily going to get blackballed like that anymore. Audiences are different now. We're way more attached to you now, and it's easy for you to get in touch with us now at a click of a fucking live button.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what gives the old term, the gumption to Cat, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
to do what he did on Shannon Sharp without the repercussions. Because the fucking people who I want to see are gonna see this. All 30 or 40 million of them that did. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And the other ones who I don't give a fuck about are gonna see it too because it's as big. I don't give a fuck about because I'm talking to the ones that I wanted to.
I feel like last year and the last couple years, it's definitely shined the line. Like I said before, the transparency with Hollywood and how we're getting treated.
For sure.
I thought at one point, fuck Baby Boy, because it was BET and stuff. I was like, I
Yeah.
want to see you cross over. When Taraji did Curious Case of Benjamin Button,
Yeah.
playing his mom, Brad Pitt's mom, I was like, she
Yeah.
didn't cross over. Like she A-list.
Yeah. She's
She
a
should be
list.
getting paid. And when she said she wasn't and hasn't, and she got not even a quarter of what Brad Pitt
Yeah, it's the
made,
same thing with the NASA movie she
I
did
was
as
like,
well.
"Are you kidding me?" You and she got nominated for an Oscar, and I was just like, getting nominated, getting all these accolades on me, shit.
Man, it's like it's like nominated just means you got a certificate of fucking attendance at this point.
Yeah, like all my
Thanks for
accolades.
fucking being a part of the movie. Like
Yeah.
no, like, people voted for me to be up here on the stage. Like
Mhm.
even if I'm a nominee, I didn't win. That still should hold some fucking weight. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's weird, and I definitely don't think that that was the right step for Vivica to do. But I think that Taraji's message for all of actors and actresses alike
Mhm.
in that way fits the shoe fits.
Yeah, and I mean, talking more about like accolades and awards. So we've seen that Angela Bassett finally got an Oscar. It's
Yeah,
an honorary Oscar.
yeah.
Does it feel like it's it feels in some kind of way like it maybe is not as big
Yeah,
because it's not for best actress or best supporting actress?
you
For,
had me at the word honorary.
yeah, I was like,
What the fuck
ah,
is on? Okay,
people get honorary Oscars.
Mariah Carey has like an honorary Harvard degree or some
Yeah.
shit like that. I don't believe she's a Harvard graduate. So there's no way that certain people on a certain platform, the ones we are constantly talking
Mhm.
about, who are treating people like this, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
are gonna look at that and be like, well, it's honorary. It's not you're a winner. They gave it to you. You know what I mean? It's
Well, the thing is, when you look at honorary, can we look at it in a sense of this is Oscar for all of your body of work that you've done because there's been many of things that she should have gotten an Oscar
they
for.
those are called lifetime achievement awards. Why didn't she get one of those? They have an
Yeah.
award for that in lifetime achievements or that
Sometimes
your works.
when people get honorary Oscars and stuff, I'd be like, so can they not win an Oscar for that? It makes me feel like you guys have your mind
Again,
set.
it just feels that's the reason why I just feel a certain way about the award systems. Honorary means nothing to me when it's honorary. I can make you this is the honorary Greg Day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It kind of makes me feel like you guys might not ever give her an Oscar, but you want to give her one so we can shut the fuck up.
Right, and that's not fair to her because of all her body of work. Has anybody seen American Horror Story or anything she's been in the last like 3 to 5
Yeah,
years?
she's played Coretta Scott King. She's played Malcolm X's wife. She played Tina Turner.
Dude,
she's
she's
played
killing
very
always.
Yeah, like historical people.
Like always killing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so why is it honorary? It should be lifetime achievement or give her something for best whatever the fuck she's in.
Yeah.
And let that ride because those are the things that appear to at least optically for most people, those are the things that matter. Am I proud that she got some recognition?
Absolutely. I said, get your Oscar. I mean, honorary or not,
Word.
You got it.
Word, because it's about fucking time.
Last year, I'm gonna be honest. Last year, I thought that she was a shoo-in, but I knew Jamie Lee Curtis did such a good job on the movie. Jamie Lee Curtis doesn't really do movies that give depth.
Yeah.
So I was a little upset, just a teensy bit, because I was like, this is the first movie you do something, and it's not depth. It's because Oscars, they lately have been putting movies out there that are not boring lately. Because remember, back in the day, it seemed like Oscars, you had to really play some really boring, boring ass movies. But you start putting in some good movies, and I was like, really, Jamie Lee Curtis? She never really. She's a scream queen. Angela Bassett for everything she does. She's a mother in Wakanda. Like everything. She plays specifically historical characters. And I just thought she was going to get it last year. But I couldn't be mad at Jamie Lee Curtis because I really felt like she did her thing, even being a Nepo baby, whatever. But I'm just like, when are we going to get it?
And again, it still feels like we didn't get it. It's still a substitute for something, and it feels like niggas just got to substitute for everything until they. And I'm tired of us always having to do that. She definitely is going to continue to be as great as she is in whatever she's in. So hopefully in the future it doesn't remain honorary.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
She's one of my favorite actresses. She looks so good. She in her 60s. Like
I'm fantastic.
I fuck.
Me too.
I'm just
yeah, me too.
Okay, so I was like, damn, you look good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so. Did you remember a couple weeks ago that man out here in Las Vegas? He jumped over that judge's podium, right? Because he was about to get charged.
Yeah.
So come to find out, they added 6 more charges to his record and attempted murder. I said, damn, I don't know if he was trying to murder the lady.
He was probably choking her because she wasn't screaming or anything. He was really.
Did he put his hand? I didn't see all that. So did he put his hand on her neck?
Oh, yeah. He cleared an entire bench horizontally. No toes hit nothing or anything. And to land on top of her and throw her down and put his hands around her.
She moved a little slow. But I want to say this. It's actually disgusting.
Yeah.
That he was able to get as far as he did.
Man.
Are you kidding me?
How? I mean, Judge Judy did say something. She made a comment about it. She was like, I'm surprised nobody shot him. And to be honest,
I was like, yikes.
I was surprised nobody shot him too.
I was surprised no one shot him because he's black, but I didn't like her comment.
That is fair. I didn't like the comment.
Judge Judy being Judge Judy.
I make that statement just knowing the climate we're in. You know what I'm saying? I am surprised he got that far because nobody shot him. Because that was incredibly aggressive. And for him to be able to make a leap that far with the record he has had, no way. So I mean, fucked up comments, but
and when you already originally is getting an assault charge, why do we not have 2 or 3 bailiffs or something? Like I feel like that person was a little older, they was ready to retire, and he did a Michael Jordan leap, and from what you say, he was choking. I did not see her get choked out.
Bitch, what? It was all over it.
So they said attempted murder on an older person or something like that. That's the charge. I was like, I don't know about attempted murder, but again, because you said he was choking, then I guess
that looks like attempted murder to me, right?
Yeah, and his sister was like, he has a history of mental issues or
schizophrenia is what it thought it was. But I mean, they're gonna be probably trying to see if they can put him in some type of mental facility or something like that. Which, if that's the case, then whatever, get him some help, but still leave that nigga somewhere where he ain't hurt nobody. Because with that record he had, dangerous.
Do you have anything else? Because I actually don't have too much left. I mean, I think you had grabbed my Vivica thing, so I don't have too much left to talk about. But it's been a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. So I had an interesting little tech thing. that I wanted to talk about. Um, More about the AI situation. You heard about it actually creating an image of God.
I did hear about that, or like how angels look. I've heard
Yeah.
that.
So okay, there was a study and a test, and somebody was trying to get the ultimate epitome of joy. What is the ultimate epitome of joy? And the AI started doing it in levels of how joyous or how euphoric a person or a thing could be. So the example was a rabbit, a
Mm,
very happy rabbit in the beginning. It was just a simple rabbit in the middle of a field, and it escalated to something that was the craziest depiction of what God is.
okay.
So step by step, the questions began to get weirder. But there was a bunny in the middle of a field. Second step ended up being a bunny who was just smiling with like a cupcake.
Was that supposed to be the epitome
They're
of
just
God?
no, they're slowly ramping up. Again,
Okay.
it's the level of joy. Just go with
Joy.
me.
Okay,
The level
gotcha.
of joy. So show me a happy bunny. It shows a happy bunny. A happier bunny. A
Oh.
much happier bunny. And each and every exponential time, the picture just gradually got like happier and happier
Mm-hmm.
until the point that it ended up becoming more like a psychedelic trip for the bunny to a degree. And this is like midway. So
Okay.
down here, we're still in reality. We're still in kind of like an era where it's like grass fields and rainbows and all
Yeah.
unicorn stuff and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And now it becomes more like an acid trip. It's psychedelic,
Oh
and
wow.
but the bunny is still there. And now the bunny becomes enlightened. The more joyful bunny becomes more enlightened. And ultimately, over the longest run of the test, it became more of a fractal I I've never I know you've heard of the names of the different types of angels like cherubim and things of that
Yeah.
nature. It looked exactly like what like biblically accurate angels look like.
Wow.
Google big biblically
I
accurate
know it looks
angels,
a hot mess. Like,
and it's
yeah, it's kind of
it's
scary.
the reason why they say like don't fear or whatever, right?
Yeah, like in the Bible, sometimes it's like they're fearing the angel. Don't be, yeah,
Don't
don't be
be
scared
yeah,
and
don't
all
be
that.
scared. Uh, and the fact that the AI can depict something like that just by asking how it show me something that is euphorically happy.
Hmm.
What does it mean to be this happy, enlightenment happy? Like it was incredible to see, but also incredibly scary
Wow.
to me. And I thought that was very interesting that like AI has a concept of God in a way.
That's kind of cool.
It's cool but
Yeah.
creepy.
You know what? I had saw something a couple of days ago. So some scientists in Kentucky,
Mm.
they sent a message to habitating planets or
Mm.
that might have life on them. So I feel like, okay, maybe we're not getting told something. Like there's planets close by that have maybe some kind of life there, and they
Yeah.
sent a message about why you should come and visit Lexington, Kentucky. So
Shit.
I was like, what the hell? Why Kentucky? Why Kentucky?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. No.
So it makes me think that well, I don't know if I ever knew if it was really a thing or not, but like sending those messages out, and
Yes.
I
Yes,
don't
that's
know
the
if it's
thing.
more like a message
We've
in a
been
bottle.
we've been sending out radio signals and things like that for into just habitable planets for decades now. The only thing is they're radio signals,
Hmm.
and radio signals travel slower in space in a vacuum. They take years to get to. So let's say there's a planet. I'm not going to be right with the estimate of numbers, but let's just say there's like a planet 1,000 light years away. That planet, our radio waves will get over to it over a certain number of years,
Hmm.
but it would be like the 1958 war or whatever the fuck
Yeah.
that's going on, and not what's happening in the present, because that's as fast as it travels in space.
Hmm.
And what's interesting to me is we've been getting signals back forever.
I don't feel like have they been saying anything about these signals?
It's been very hush hush.
So what signals have they heard?
We've heard things from there's this meteor that went past, or this thing that came within our aerospace uh called Oumuamua. Giant fucking, I think 4 to 5 football field long object in space that flew past us and boomeranged itself around us. And it communicated itself out to us like years ago, and then it watched itself move itself around us. This is like factual. You can go like Google Oumuamua.
Yeah.
And there's been plenty of other signals that have come out that other observatories around the world have been like, we don't know what this is.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that maybe there was a signal like, "Hey, this Sharkeisha and Jupiter, what y'all really got going on? What y'all got to eat over there on Earth?" That's what the signal I'm trying to hear. You know what I'm saying? You talking about stuff bouncing. I want to hear Sharkeisha alien on Saturn
I don't think that's a
rings
thing.
talking about what they doing over there, and they gossiping like we gossiping back and forth. Talking about the shit over here.
I'm not. I don't know if they are not gossiping back and forth. We can't say that. I don't trust the government. But
Just kind of, sharing our little stuff to
who
take on
knows?
things.
But I do know that yeah, no, it's we've been getting radio signals and sending out radio signals for decades, and we've gotten stuff back. We
Oh,
have gotten stuff
damn.
back, which is eerie. Because I mean, that also could be like, you remember? Did you hear about the Florida mall
Yeah,
aliens?
yeah. So like, I feel like we're getting closer and closer. How ridiculous some of it's sounding.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be some truth to some of this
Something going
stuff.
on, man.
Yeah, just go and tell us if they friendly aliens or are they not. Are they
Yeah.
independents or is they a little in between like Mars Attack and Xenon 3? We want to know.
Jesus Christ.
So we're just trying to figure it out because we gotta ramp up ourselves.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Okay, make my heart go boom, boom. My supernova girl. Anyways, is there any last words of wisdom you want to give out to the baby girls before we go?
Hey, watch out for them aliens, because they real.
That is real, and you should have listened to your great grandfathers when they was trying to tell you they got abducted and they was naked. All right, you guys, just remember we drop our new episodes audio-wise every Friday on all streaming platforms, and please catch us on YouTube at Ideally Though Pod.
Yep.
On Sundays. Like, subscribe, hit that bell button.
Yep, beat the shit out that like button.
And we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Yeah.